If you are building advertising reports or spreadsheets on your own, you are copy-pasting numbers, data, and so on, your day has finally come that this problem is solved. It's for free, it's automated, and it's very easy to set up in your favorite tool, Google Sheets. I will show you an extension that you can use to automate this reporting. I have a free template for you, which you can also find, and I will guide you through the whole setup process as well. Before we get started, I want to inform you that you can copy and paste this template that I'm using through the link in the video description. You can use your own Google Sheets, no worries, but if you would like to use the same template that I'm using, simply click on it, copy it, and then we can get started. What you need is you need a Google Sheet and you need a Google Sheet extension. And this extension is called Diggy Export. To use this, you go here to your extensions. I'm using the German version of Google Sheets, but for you it's here called extensions. And then you click on add-ons and set up add-ons, and then you will be directed to the store, and here you can search for Diggy Export, and it's written like this, and this here is the tool. It's Diggy Export by 𝗃𝗶𝗱𝗲𝗏, and then you install it. I already did this, and then if you go once again to extensions, you will find it here under Diggy Extensions and then open sidebar. And this is what we are doing. Before we set it up, I will quickly show you how this extension works, and then you can log in for yourself and then start with your own setup based on the guidance that I will show you. So here, first in the top, you click on it, and then you can find all of the ad accounts that you can use. So whether that's Facebook, Google, Pinterest, whatever, Shopify, I will show you in a second what else you can use, but you can find this here and then select the account or accounts that you want to use. Next, you choose the date range that you want to use to pull the data in. So for example, today is the 11th of November. Let's say I want to pull in all the data of November until today. Then I simply click on it, choose it, and click on done. I can also use here certain presets. So for example, today, yesterday, this month, this year, last year, whatever, I can either use a preset or select it on my own. Next is the fields, and this is actually all the data and columns that you want to export and use. If you can't select any of the fields, then it's because you don't have yet selected an ad account ID. So click on it and then select one. And then we can also select the fields here. And here, if you go through it, you can find a lot, like every metric that you can also pull in the Ads Manager, you can find here. I have my own setup. I will show it to you, but for you, you can select everything that you want to extract and click on it, whatever you want. Sometimes you will get an error message because you selected multiple breakdowns. So for example, here it also shows you what the error is. For example, gender or age cannot be used at the same time. So I deselect gender and then somewhere country, I think, yeah. Okay, so let's say like this. This is all what I want to export. Next, I can choose to split up the data, because if I would export it right now as I set it up, it would give me the sum of all of the days. So I would have one number, for example, for all purchases, a total number of all link clicks from this time frame. But if I want to have it split up, for example, on a day-to-day basis, which usually is what you want, then you can choose this here, split up by date. You can also select month or week. For me, it's date. And then I can choose to sort it. I don't want to sort it. I want to have it selected day by day, so I keep it selected under none. Now you can choose where you want to export this data. I will show you how based on my experience, the best way is. But you can choose this here, and then also the export cell. Usually, if you don't select something here, it simply chooses automatically to export the data starting from the cell that you have currently active and selected. Now, there are some more important options hidden under this additional options. So what you can do is you can save this. This is important because you can automate this tool that it runs every day or every hour or every week, like in a specific recurring time frame, and export this data. This is a premium function. This needs to be updated. But if you want to have this, then you can use this and save this query. So this query can be automated. For example, I have it that every day at night at 1 p.m. it automatically exports the data from the previous day into my sheets. Now, what you can also select is no headers, because when we export, and I will quickly do this here in the import tab, then it will have the headers of the actual columns or fields that you selected so that you know what you exported. These are the headers. And if you select no headers, then this will not be used. For example, if you have something that's recurring, you don't want to export the description every day. You simply want to have the numbers. And therefore, you can select no headers. So this will not be included, which, if you do it on a regular basis, I would recommend. If you only do this like one time and you don't want to do all the descriptions manually, then you can leave this unchecked, and then you will have the correct descriptions already exported. The next step is append data. And this means that it simply chooses the next available cell and includes it. So on a day-to-day basis, for example, you have these, let's say you would have these all filled out. Let's do them yellow. And you have this as active cell. If you have append data checked, then the export would automatically check that the actual active cell has an entry, and then it will be skipped until it finds the first cell that has no entry. So it automatically checks to not overwrite any data, but append it. That's here where you check it, which I would also recommend for you. All right, so from my perspective, this is like the important data for the export tab. What you can select here, if you use Facebook, is you can actually choose the attribution method that you want to export the data. So you can use, for example, 7-day click, which is also the default setting, but you can select the Facebook standard attribution method, which is 7-day click or 1-day view, or you can choose any other attribution method that is valuable for you. All right, next here in the second tab, this is actually the queries where you will find them if you save them. Here, if you have the premium version, then you can select the automated run of all queries, which I already mentioned. So I have it scheduled at 1 a.m. 52 every morning, and it will automatically does its job. And then here, more importantly, here you have all the data sources that you can use. And if you click on this, you see here the possible platforms where you can pull data from. Let's say we have Facebook ads selected now, and I want to pull data from Google Ads. Then you select Google Ads, click here on Add Email, and then you click on any of the platform that you want to pull data in and simply log in, confirm, and afterwards you choose Select Data Source after everything was confirmed. And then if you go now to your account ID, you will once again find, for example, all Google Ads ad accounts that you have access to, or all Shopify accounts, and so on. So you can now use all of the platforms that you actually want to use and pull data from through this tool here, Diggy Export. Now, this is a free tool and it works, from my understanding, maybe I'm mistaken, only for one platform for free. If you want to use multiple data sources, you might need to upgrade. I'm not sure, but you can check this. You need at least the premium version, which is, I think, $20 per month to run the automated queries. But this might not be necessary for you, so you can use the free version and simply pull in the data. Now, let's get to the actual workflow. This is here for one ad account. And for this, I recommend for you to use the template that we have right now and to do it the same way. You have one tab for the daily performance. Then you have a tab with the monthly performance, where it automatically separates all the data based on the monthly numbers and then gives you here also an overview over your yearly development, and a separate tab for the import. Now, I use a separate Google Sheet to pull in the data. And then I simply select here in the cells to use the values from this import sheet. Why do I do this? Because what happens is, if something breaks with the automation, or maybe a date was skipped or something like this, you don't want to correct this template here, which is nicely formatted and nicely set up. And this will make this whole thing here a complete chaos. It's much easier to have like a dirty sheet, the import sheet, where you pull in all the data and where you can easily play around and simply synchronize automatically all the numbers here to this sheet. And I will show you how we will do it. Now, let's do an example export together. So let's start with the Facebook ads. I select an account ID where I want to pull in data from. And let's say I want to select for a longer time frame because, let's say 1st of August until yesterday, because I want to have like a bigger development also seen. Now for the fields, and this is completely up to you. I usually have like the revenue-based metrics. And for this, I already chose here the descriptions based on the field, so it's easier for me to find. First, I choose date start. This is necessary when I want to do it on a day-to-day basis. Then purchases value. I check this. Okay, the next is amount spent. This is a mistake by me. Let's correct it. Spent. All right, so this is the ad spend. And then I want to also have the purchases. Let me find the single here. Okay. Now I want to split it by date, as already mentioned to you. And export cell, I simply wanted to start here. This is the first cell that I want to use. I don't want to save this query. I don't need any headers. Append data is correct. And let's say I use 7-day click, 1-day view. And then after that's done, I simply click on export, and then it might take 1 to 2 minutes. And be patient, and then you will see all the data pull in. Now we have all the data. I had an error with exporting, therefore I chose the 1st of September to actually start, but here you can see all the data until already today. Now I have this data, which is great. What do we do now to synchronize this data back to the first tab? So we need to remember where we started. So the 1st of September is actually starting with a cell C4 with the purchases value. So we go now to this tab, search for the 1st of September, which is here. And here we get in the formula. We have to write in the name of the table. And I think now we need to correct something. when you do it, it will be removed, but we need to remove the brackets in order for it to work. So we choose the table name, import, then exclamation, and then the cell name, C4. And if we do this, now it will pull in the data and automatically asks us if we want to also pull in the data for the other dates, which is right. So we confirm, and that's it. Now, what you can do is you can simply choose this, drag this here, and then you will see you automatically have the ad spend in here. And yeah, this is what you want. You can drag this now down, or what's usually better is you go once again to import. See here, amount spent is D4. So it's import D4, confirm. Now let's do it again. We have to delete everything for it to automatically pull in all the data for the others. Import D4, yes, yes. So we have this in, and here I included a custom formula, so we already have the ROAS already in here. Now let's also have a look at the conversions, how many purchases we had. So it's E4, import E4, yes, yes. Now it automatically also calculates what the cost per purchase is, and we have in all this data. If we go to the monthly tab, then you can already see the numbers for the month. So you can have this here as a view as well. Already everything pulled in automatically. Now, if you would set this up to be automatically created every day and every night, the new cell here will be included with the daily numbers. This will be automatically pulled in here, and then you can see it here, and then also will be automatically updated here in the monthly tab. Now you can do the same thing for Google. You can do the same thing for Shopify, so that you have all the numbers pulled in here, and you can choose any metric as mentioned. So for example, if you want to have link clicks, or you want to see the click-through rate, then you can also have everything in here. It's completely up to you, and you can use this to pull in all the data. There is, like if you are an agency like myself, where you pull in data for multiple ad accounts on a daily basis, then I would highly recommend for you to have kind of a different setup. If you're an agency owner and want to do this, hit me up on Instagram, write me a short message, and then I can send you the instructions for this as well, because it requires a bit of a different setup to actually work flawlessly and not have any errors. So this is it. Through this, you can automate your reporting based on everything. You can, for example, here add a new column. Here you can have, for example, Facebook link clicks. And then you need here the tab and so on. So customize it depending on your own preferences. If you found it helpful, then feel free to leave a comment and also let me know which other workflows you would like to have automated as an advertiser. And then I can record also other tutorials for you, and we can go through this with very efficient and automated setups.